Hi there. Today I'm going to be talking about why teens and young adults that suffer from depression should listen to Black Veil Brides. In other words, use them as a form of musical therapy to help with any sort of intrusive thoughts. Now, to start off, you might be wondering, well, what exactly is the problem you're going to discuss? According to an article published by Leonard Holmes, suicide linked depression used to be the 10th leading cause of death among Americans. However, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, suicide and self harm rates are actually the highest they've ever been. The annual rate has actually turned to 351 per 100,000 people, and now suicide is actually the second leading cause of death in the 15 to 34 age year group. Between 2006 and 2013, Johns Hopkins Center for Medicine has analyzed that over 1 billion ER visits are suicide related. Also, they have stated that suicide attempts are more frequent during the spring, and that white females accounted for 57.4% of the suicide related ER visits, while males accounted for 42.6%. Now, one more shocking report that I have read is that 15% of teens and 17% to 35%, depending on the area, of college students have actually reported some sort of self harm. And this was reported by Mental Health America. Now, you might also be wondering why people actually turn to suicide or self harm. People usually turn to self harm because they can't really express themselves the way that they actually want to express themselves. They end up controlling their body since they feel as though they can't really control anything else. Now, from personal experiences, self harm is also used as a way to relieve any sort of emotional pain, or even to distract from the various depressive thoughts that one may experience in the first place. Sometimes, though, people feel as though there really isn't a way out for them, or that they may need even more help than to simply be given a pill and to be sent on their way and deal with their problems on their own. Now, some people do end up turning to suicide, but others try to turn to alternative methods of healing while being on a certain dosage of antidepressant at the same time. For me, as well as many others, one alternate method of healing can actually be music therapy. Now, you might be wondering, even though you gave us all of these facts, what exactly is the solution that you're trying to persuade us with? According to a study conducted by Kendra Bartel at the University of Central Florida, music can actually be used as a coping mechanism, and it does, in fact, impact one's depressive mindset. This study has also shown that alternative music has helped people relax and ease the depressive thoughts away. Now, for me, I feel like one band in particular that could be used for this coping mechanism is Black Veil Brides. Black Veil Brides is an alternative rock band based out of Hollywood, California, originating from Cincinnati, Ohio. Their lyrics typically carry a message of believing in yourself and that it's okay to be an outcast in society rather than trying to fit in with social norms. And their members consist of Andy Biersack on vocals, Ashley Purdy as bassist and also assisting with vocals, Jake Pitts on lead guitar, Jeremy, or otherwise known as Jinx Ferguson, who typically does rhythm guitar, and the violin and any sort of percussion instrument, and Christian C.C. Coma on the drums. Many of their fans, myself included in the big fan base, actually consider these men heroes without capes rather than just regular people. Now, on their music videos, there's always various comments about how their music has saved someone. Whether it's the person who left the comment, a friend of theirs, or a family member. Now, I have actually been a member of the Black Veil Brides Army for quite a few years, and they actually came up with the symbol to actually show that you're an official Black Veil Brides Army member by this thing. This is actually called the Legion of the Black Mask. And it might look like a rip-off Batman mask or just a typical scary Halloween mask, but actually, there is a little bit of Batman inspired by this because the lead singer has actually been obsessed with Batman from a very young age, which I think is actually very interesting to incorporate into their fan base. Now, their music has actually saved me from a lot of different things and made me realize that it's okay to be an outcast and to be different because I truly believe in myself, and that's actually what their message actually is in their songs. Now, one song that has truly saved me was their song Lost It All off of this record, Wretched and Divine, which is actually still my favorite record to this very day. This song has a very specific lyric that says, I believe that we all fall down sometimes. However, listening further into the song, especially towards the end when this lyric actually comes up, you'll actually notice that Andy doesn't say that we get back up. In an interview that you can actually find on YouTube with Andy talking about this song, he states that sometimes you will become depressed or upset about something, and that's actually okay. then people will try to come around you and try to cheer you up and try to rise you up and actually make you feel better. And that's not what you want. You just want to be in that moment of being upset about something and not rise above it right away. Now, this song means a lot to me because it helped me get through my battle with severe depression that still struggle with to this very day. I've been suffering with this pretty much my entire life. I was feeling very sad, feeling like I was letting everyone down around me just by being alive. And to a certain extent, I actually genuinely felt that everyone would be happier if I just ended my life right away. I ended up turning to self harm first because I wanted to escape all these horrible, intrusive thoughts. And honestly, I even had a plan about how I wanted to end my life. Nobody knew about it, but it was still something that I kind of kept to myself in case I couldn't find a way out for myself. However, before I could finally pull the plug on myself, so to speak, I decided to lay on my roof one night and listen to music, which is something that I try to do when these thoughts typically come about. Now, my choice of band that I actually tried to listen to was actually Black Veil Brides. Now, I typically skipped over the song Lost It All, but since I actually noticed that the title was Lost It All, and I felt as though I lost it all, I decided to actually give the song a chance, and that's when I realized that that's what I needed to do. I needed to actually give life one more chance. Then, ever since I actually decided to give the song a chance, it's been my go to for whenever I'm feeling my depression creeping up on me. Now, the moral of this story, Black Veil Brides and their song Lost It All actually helped me rise up from my darkest days. Saved me, in other words. And they actually still continue to help me through my depression with their music to this very day. Now, in conclusion, I feel that sometimes antidepressants aren't the only thing that someone suffering from depression needs to rise above their issues. Sometimes I feel as though they need a role model, whether it's a band or just some random celebrity to look up to and actually help them get through their rough patches. Someone who basically, even though they're not specifically telling you, they're pretty much trying to help you and say, I'm here, you need to get through this. You're not alone. There's someone else here that you could actually eventually open up to. Now, if someone needs a band to actually look up to and use as a form of therapy and actually help their depressive thoughts be at ease, I would definitely say use Black Veil Brides as a band. Because their music can make you truly feel something, and those suffering from depression, they too can be saved like I was.